Our lives are not only shaped by the world around us, but even more so by the world within us, the silent, ongoing conversation we have with ourselves. At the center of this inner world is a single, critical belief: what we think about ourselves. A person who sees themselves as capable, valuable, and worthy begins to move through life with a sense of quiet strength. They set higher goals, pursue meaningful opportunities, and face obstacles with resilience. Why? Because deep down they believe they have what it takes. That belief becomes the lens through which they see their future, not as a series of accidents, but as a field of purpose waiting to be discovered. They say a man's fate isn't written in the stars, but in how he sees himself. And this is the story of James, the shoemaker who taught a whole town the power of self-worth. James was quiet, humble, and invisible. The villagers would pass him every day, never stopping to greet him, never seeing more than a poor shoemaker. But he never complained. He believed something they didn't. "I am more than what they see," he would whisper to himself every morning. One year, a terrible storm struck the town. Roads were destroyed. People were stranded. Even the rich merchants had their homes flooded. Panic spread. But James stayed calm. He turned his workshop into a shelter. He used scrap wood to rebuild broken carts. He offered food from his small pantry to hungry children. People began to notice. The same villagers who once ignored him now came to him. Not just for shoes, but for advice, for comfort, for leadership. And when the storm passed, something had changed. The mayor, standing before the crowd, said, "We have seen the strength of a man who thought little of himself. No longer. James, will you lead the town's rebuilding effort? If you see yourself as nothing, you'll move like nothing. But if you believe you carry worth, strength, and greatness inside you, sooner or later the world will begin to see it too." James didn't have wealth. He didn't have a grand title. But he had belief. Belief in who he was and what he could become. And that made all the difference. Because what a man thinks of himself, that is what shapes his future. You are not what the world says you are. You are what you believe you are. James' story teaches us this simple truth. The mind is the birthplace of destiny.